my guest.
It's Newman's $500,000 fur event. Save 20 to 50%. WUTR TV 20 Utica, Rome. This is Eyewitness News, the early evening edition for Tuesday, December 5th, 1978.
Good evening. I'm Matthew Schwartz with Gary Kenner Connect. Welcome to Eyewitness News. The Rome Fire Department says it received a telephone call this morning from a woman who reportedly said that there was a bomb on the 7th floor of the Oneida County office building. Police closed that building for about 2 hours while sheriff's deputies, state troopers, and a dog searched. Nothing was found, but police traced the phone call and arrested a Rome woman, 38-year-old Nancy King of West Thomas Street. Ms. King pleaded innocent in Rome City Court this morning to a charge of making a false report, which is a misdemeanor. She posted $500 bail, and proceedings will continue tomorrow. The 7th floor of the county building houses a division of the Social Services Department and also its administrative offices. The Utica Fire Department has requested that 40 of their emergency call boxes be removed from the city to save money. The boxes currently account for more than $56,000 of the fire department's budget. Dan Gallagher has more.
These call boxes provide a direct link to the fire department's central headquarters and can also be used for police emergencies. Utica's Commissioner of Public Safety, J. Lewis Kelly, told us today that there are currently 173 of these boxes in use, each costing the city about $27 a month, regardless of how often they are used. Kelly pointed out that most people are under the misconception that these boxes are for police use only, and as a result, they never use them. Kelly also said that the city could save itself a considerable amount of money by reducing the number of these boxes.
Well, one of the proposals, Dan, in line with Mayor Palinga's desire to cut the budget costs, is the removal of approximately 40 of the call boxes that are out on the street right now. And these call boxes are used by the fire and the police. And these particular ones have been little used or non-used by the public. So we feel that they can be eliminated at an annual savings of $14,000 without any reduction in safety factors.
The 40 boxes that the fire department would like to remove are in selected locations throughout the city and were chosen because they are rarely used and are near other boxes. Kelly emphasized that the removal of these boxes could be conducted without jeopardizing the public's safety. From City Hall, I'm Dan Gallagher, Eyewitness News.
The Poland Teachers Association will start a job action later on this week. The 55-member group has been working without a contract since last June, and according to its president, Manny Kluszkowski, he told us today the school board rejected a fact-finder's report done by the Public Employees Relation Board, and that the contract talks have been going on since January. Among PERB's recommendations, a 2-year contract with a raise of 7.4% each year, including increments. The Oneida County branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People wants to change an old Utica firehouse into a community center. NAACP branch president Dr. David Brown says the old number 8 firehouse on Eagle and Nielsen Streets could be used as a multi-purpose center. The Common Council would have to approve any lease, and Brown is awaiting a response from Council Majority Leader Louis Critelli and Urban and Economic Development Director Michael Hausneck. Matthew?
The New York State Labor Department announced today that the state's unemployment rate rose to 7.9% in October. That's an increase of 0.2 of a percentage point from the September figure. Today, Eyewitness News spoke with a local representative from the State Labor Department, William Lloyd, about the unemployment figures for the Utica-Rome area.
The October rate was 6.8%, which represents 9,500 people in the two-county Utica-Rome area. That's considerably below the state average of 7.9% for October.
And how does that compare with figures from last year at the same time?
We show a marked improvement over last year, although most of the major areas in the state show an improvement. Utica-Rome has one of the more encouraging decreases in the unemployment rate. It was 7.3% last year.
And what are you projecting for the upcoming months?
Well, generally, January and February are the months of highest unemployment. I would say that the rate will probably get up around between 9.5% and 10%.
The incidents of so-called sabotage at Utica's Public Works garage have apparently ended. At least that's the word today from Acting DPW Commissioner Albert Abdullah. He said there have not been any more cases of missing oil caps and batteries and pulled electrical wires. Abdullah said that all equipment was in good shape during our last snowfall. Gary?
8 men and 4 women have been selected to serve on the jury in the perjury trial of Utica attorney Louis Brindisi. Opening statement should begin tomorrow before Judge Walter Gorman in State Supreme Court. Brindisi is charged with 4 counts of first-degree perjury and also a third-degree conspiracy charge. He's accused of aiding a Utica man to commit perjury before the Onondaga County Grand Jury last February. The prosecutor is Barry Donaldy of the State Organized Crime Task Force. Salvador Capsalatro is representing Brindisi. According to Oneida County Humane Officer Tony Hanna, a young colt almost starved to death last night as a result of the owner's negligence. Hanna told Eyewitness News today that this is only one of many similar cases she runs into week after week. A report from Dan Gallagher.
Hannah pointed out that this was a classic case of malnutrition. The colt seen here is 7 months old, but is no bigger than a normal 3-month-old colt. Eyewitness News joined Hannah today when she went out to check up on the colt and see if he had improved since yesterday. The colt appeared to be well fed, but Hannah explained that his stomach was actually full of worms and that it would take months before he would recuperate completely. Hannah said that this was not an unusual case, and she described the anonymous phone call she received last night that led to this particular investigation.
I was called in the middle of the night about this horse. It was reported that this horse was starving to death. After investigation, I came here and I found the horse on the ground in the stall. I tried feeding it. The horse had its head in a bucket of grain and tipped over. The grain spilled on the face. It was pathetic, and the horse was emaciated. A veterinarian was called to see the horse. I was told the horse had a 50% chance of living and was given quite a few vitamins, some injections, and it looks like the horse is going to make it.
Is this typical of the different cases you're usually called in on?
Unfortunately, this is very typical. In the last 2 days, I've received 3 calls regarding horses. 2 horses, one of which was blind, were left in a pasture for 5 weeks with no pond to drink out of, no tree to get under, no food. The people just went off and left them. Unfortunately, in Oneida County, this is all too typical.
Hannah expressed her frustration over the red tape she encounters in such cases. She said that too low of a priority is placed on animal abuse legislation, and as a result, she's still working under the same laws that were written in 1866. Another major problem she encounters is that most people are afraid to report a case of animal abuse until it's too late. Hannah is urging the public to report such incidents to her in time so that the lives of more animals like this one can be saved. I'm Dan Gallagher, Eyewitness News.
In national and international news this evening, FBI Director William Webster says that he will fire 2 agents who supervised illegal break-ins, wiretaps, and mail openings in the early 1970s. Webster said the 2 men he'll move to dismiss are now both headquarters supervisors and that they had supervisory authority over the illegal activities. He said 4 other agents will also be disciplined or censured for their roles in the illegal break-ins.
Secretary of State Cyrus Vance will fly to the Middle East next week in an attempt to break the deadlock in the Egyptian-Israeli peace negotiations. Sources say Vance will leave Washington Friday to deliver a major foreign policy speech in London on Saturday and then fly to Egypt and to Israel. Searchers today reached the wreckage of a Rocky Mountain Airways plane that crashed last night in a Colorado mountain pass. They say 1 person was killed, but 21 others survived the crash. It occurred during a night of high winds, blowing snow and freezing temperatures. Rescuers used snowcats to move the injured to waiting ambulances.
Alaska Senator Ted Stevens is the only survivor of a private plane crash last night at the Anchorage International Airport. Stevens' wife and 4 other people were killed. The senator is reported now in serious but stable condition at an Anchorage hospital. One of the victims was Utica native Joseph Rudd, who lived in Clinton in the 1950s. Rudd was acting president of Hamilton College in the 40s and 50s. The ABC World News tonight will have the details on these stories and others following Eyewitness News at 6:30.
Youngsters interested in obtaining
Neighbor, if you have to get that laundry done, let Country Clean do it for you. Country Clean, 1107 Champlain Avenue in Yorkville, features a laundry drop-off discount plan, and the service is really fast. Just in time for the holidays is Country Clean's dry cleaning special. 20% off all your dry cleaning through Christmas. Now's the time to get your summer wardrobe clean for storage and the winter clothing ready for the season. Plus, there's free coffee while you wait at Country Clean, 1107 Champlain Avenue in Yorkville.
The Galleria Italiana in downtown Utica specializes in imported gifts from Italy. At the Galleria Italiana, you'll find T-shirts, Italian 45 or long-playing records, and 8-track tapes. Galleria Italiana has porcelain dishware and knickknacks. You'll also find a wide variety of wall decorations and handmade ceramics, centerpieces, and atomic espresso. So when you think of Italian imported gifts, think of the Galleria Italiana, located on the busy corner in downtown Utica.
Wall Street prices ended sharply higher today in moderate trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed out at 820.51. That's up 13.68. The average share of common gained 39 cents. Volume, 25,650,000 shares. Analysts say prices were higher because assurances from government and banking officials that a recession can be averted, and by other indications that interest rates may be leveling off. Yesterday, we told you about a new telephone health information service. It was started by St. Luke's Hospital, and it's called TelMed. It offers 200 tape-recorded messages that contain all kinds of health information. Today, the hospital reported that 155 calls were made to TelMed already. The number is 797-0950, and the line is open weekdays only between 10 and 6:30. Again, the TelMed number, 797-0950. New York State's Young Snowmobiler Safety Course will be taught at the Utica Police Department Training Room beginning December 9th. The course consists of 2 sessions, and all course material will be furnished free of charge to youngsters. Here's a report.
The course, sponsored by the Parks and Recreation Division of Marine and Recreational Vehicles, will be taught locally by Sergeant Donald Ambrose, Sergeant John Brucker, and Cadet Sergeant Larry Polinga. Eyewitness News spoke with Polinga and Brucker today, and we asked Brucker about the current state snowmobile law.
The state law requires that youngsters between 10 years of age and 16 must have a safety certificate in order to ride in New York State.
And Larry, what will the course instruction entail?
Course instruction entails 2 basic 3-hour units. Students have to attend both. They'll be working out of a manual and a workbook. The course will cover weather conditions, riding, laws, safety equipment, and a few other different things. And upon completion of the course, they have to take a test, which they have to score 75% or better on, and complete their workbook. When that happens, then we give them their safety certificate.
Plan books, workshops, and flip charts, all graphically illustrating basic safety requirements and precautions, will be used in teaching the course in addition to one of the snowmobiles owned by the Utica Police Department. The course is free and will be limited to 35 students between the ages of 10 and 16 on a first-call, first-served basis. It will be held on December 9th and December 16th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, and youngsters interested in taking the course may enroll by calling 735-3301 and asking for extension 57, 46, or extension 47. From the Utica Police Department, Ann Gallagher, Eyewitness News.
Congressman Donald Mitchell has been re-elected as a member of the Republican leadership structure in the House of Representatives. The 31st District Representative was named Assistant Regional Whip during a caucus of House Republicans who are conducting organizational meetings now in Washington. They are getting ready for the start of the 96th Congress next month. Mitchell will begin his 4th term in January. Nancy Stern is a gourmet cook who teaches classes in New Jersey. She was in Utica today, and when she visited our studios this afternoon, we asked her if she had any tips for the holiday cooker.
This year.
Basically that it can all be done really quick, and if you have unexpected company or some planned company, Pringles has in the supermarkets a holiday display with 6 very, very quick dips. And since this is one of them, this is a pineapple blue cheese dip. It is made and presented in a hollowed out pineapple. It is beautiful. Of course, we serve it with the Ripple style chip, which has no artificial ingredients or preservatives, so it's naturally good tasting to go with our beautiful fresh-looking dip. And this can be done truthfully in about, I'll give it 2 minutes. How's that?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. And the other recipes on this sheet, things like, for instance, a pink shrimp or holiday yogurt, they can be done in, 2 to 4 minutes. So this could really get you out of the kitchen in a hurry if you had unexpected guests or if you had some nice entertaining to do.
Okay, guys, my turn in the bathroom. You know what a house full of men means? A house full of soaps. Soaps that can dry skin. Soaps for dirty hands, dirty halfbacks, for everybody but me. Here's what I use. Caress. Caress is better than soap because it has a special blend of bath oil to help soften and condition my skin. Leave it feminine, not dry like soap. Buy Caress. Next.
Caress with bath oil for soft, feminine skin.
It's not easy to give gifts, but Ponderosa's got the solution. Ponderosa gift certificates. With them, your friends can choose between great-tasting steaks and a terrific salad bar, thick burgers and fries, or tender shrimp dinners. When you give Ponderosa gift certificates, you're giving something everybody likes. Great food.
Applause, applause for the gift certificates at Ponderosa.
And now get the stereo Christmas record free when you buy a king-size prime rib dinner. Merry Christmas from Ponderosa.
Dr. Regisitis, the question must be, on December 5th now, how long will this weather, nice weather for this time of year, continue?
It's really not as cold as it could be. I mean, it could be down below zero,
Sure.
and it hasn't been, and it's kind of lucky. What I suspect now, looking at the long-range forecast, the Weather Bureau's come along and they predicted a mild winter. What I'm predicting now is February, March, and April look for big snowstorms. So that's a long way away, but December and January don't look too bad yet. Today, however, pretty normal for today, a high of 39, a low of 28, barometer 29.72 and rising, winds from the southwest at 5.36 degrees, which is 2 degrees Celsius. On the satellite, we see a nice batch of clouds all across the nation. In fact, about the only part of the nation that didn't have large amounts of clouds was the lower part of New York State. And some of the clouds don't show up on the map, but you can see that most of the nation is cloudy. One of those clouds on a national map we can see is due to a low pressure area which is passing out of the nation to the east. This low came across the southern portion of the nation. Now what's happening right now is that the jet is flowing from the north into the western part of the country and then scooting across slightly from the southwest, and that is keeping the warm temperatures, and really not terribly warm, but mild temperatures in our part of the nation because the cold air is zooming down into the western part. And now especially what we've got is kind of a very big unmoving low sitting over the southern portion of James Bay, and that's whipping around arms of cool air around it. Now this means that in the Minnesota region it gets pretty cold, but as this cool air dips down and comes around, it stays relatively mild. And so we expect a continuation of very similar weather at least through Wednesday, and on Wednesday we expect this low to come through and give us rain again. So a repetition of the pattern that we've been having for the last few days. Our forecast then for tonight is variable cloudiness. Now, in the north, this means a low temperature of 24, in Utica, Rome, about 30. Tomorrow, again, a similar day to today, partly cloudy, some chance of flurries. We may see a little more sun tomorrow. A high of about 45, which isn't bad at all, low of 29, and about 25% chance of precipitation. Thursday, a continuation, cloudy and flurries, but the temperature, again, remaining rather mild, near 42.
So it may be a late skiing season for those people, and maybe be carrying over and make up for it. You said snow in April.
March, April, maybe even May. Now the big snows this year are hitting out west. They're skiing at all the major areas. And so anybody who really wants to ski ought to go out west, although I don't like telling people to do that, because I may go.
Thanks, Ray. The winter of 1978-79 may be shaping up to be the most expensive ever for consumers. In the last 2 months, the price of heating oil has soared, and the price of number 2 oil, that's the kind used in most homes, has jumped nearly 8%, the biggest increase since the Arab oil embargo in 1974. For an energy-hungry America, that's bad news, as Don Wright of the Miami News points out in tonight's cartoonitorial.
We
are the richest and most powerful. Country on Earth.
What to give, what looks best. Wixon Greenman gives you the answers. Men, check these slalom stripes, a racket club exclusive for the slopes of St. Moritz or the streets of town. Or this shelter from the storm coat, a classic from Great Western. For roughing it in the woods or taking it easy at home, it's the survival shirt. For some country class, how about this super luxe leather sport coat that any man would welcome? Or the rich rancher shearling that takes you to the Rockies. They're all at Wixon Greenman in the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Sometimes it seems like we live in a dull, gray world. Well, I found a way to change it.
Wonderful things happen with the sounds of a Hammond organ. Only Hammond has features like note accord. Keys stay down after you play each chord, so learning is easy and fun. Make your musical dreams come true with a Hammond organ.
Available at Gordon's Music, 263 Genesee Street, downtown Utica.